you didn't really have this natural health background. You didn't come from that. You're just, regular old family doing your thing. What was it that kind of started intervening into your life when you realized, oh, I need to make some changes?
My health.
Okay. So your personal health.
My personal health. And which really feeds into my children's health.
Right.
So when I was 14 years old, I got a whole bunch of extra vaccinations because I went on a missions trip to Ecuador. And that's when my health really took a turn for the worst. Okay. I had some heart issues prior to that, but it was nothing too serious.
What kind of heart issues?
I would, like, when we would go up to the mountains, I'm a Colorado native. It shouldn't really affect me. I would go up to the mountains and my heart would just pound and I wouldn't be able to catch my breath. And it was actually painful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was really odd. Like, so that started when I was like 8 years old. But after 14 years old,
did you see a doctor for that?
Oh yeah. I have been poked and prodded like a lab rat.
And did they ever give you some kind of reason for that?
No.
And so were you on any medication at that time for that?
When I was really little?
Okay.
I was also a very sick kid. I had strep throat all the time. I was a horribly sick child. So after 14 years old, after getting those vaccinations, I started getting lightheaded. I started getting chronic pain, chronic fatigue. And my doctors just blew it off. It's because of all the trauma you've experienced, or it's just in your head. They never believed me.
Right.
And I had the same doctor from 2 years old to 22 years old. Right. So 20 years, this woman knew me.
Yeah. I had the same scenario for a long time.
And just would constantly go in and be like, I'm having all these issues. At one point in time, I was 21 years old, and I actually screamed at her in her office because she had spent so much time denying my issues that I was like, what 21-year-old can't lift her leg high enough to get into the shower in the morning? What 21-year-old has to army crawl themselves up their stairs because their legs aren't functioning? What 21-year-old is falling asleep at work because they literally cannot stay awake?
Wow.
And so I just listed off all these issues, and she finally sent me to a rheumatologist who diagnosed me with fibromyalgia.
Right. Okay.
So there's that component, but it wasn't until I think we're going on 2.5 years now. I was diagnosed with a genetic disorder.
Ah,
yes.